To you, Chuck.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Happy February 4th. Quick roll call. Where are you calling in from? I'm here in Homosassa, Florida, small little town north of Tampa, about 1 hour. We're famous right now because all the manatees are cold and they all come into our town. There's thousands of them and they huddle up together to stay warm. Google Homosassa. I know Deb has been here before too. But we appreciate all of you giving us about 30, 40 minutes of your time. We do these webinars once a month, the first Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, each month. And the goal of these meetings really is to share some ideas, to get some feedback, to get a little bit of motivation, just to give you some tips that can help you do well in your business in the next upcoming month. Real quick disclaimer before we get started, individual results will vary. We're all independent associates, not corporate employees or spokespeople, and any product we discuss is not designed to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. This is our agenda, what we're going to cover tonight. Laney's going to do the announcements in a minute, then we have some recognition, then we're going to get into some product and business training, and then we'll wrap up the meeting. Our next webinar will be March 4th. Which is exactly 1 month from today. And then the next one after that will be April 1st. And then whatever it is, the first Wednesday in May, we'll just keep this party rolling. Well, I'm going to turn it over to the international director, Landy Martin. This is not a picture of Landy. This is a picture of Rod. Just want to throw that out there. Landy, how the heck are you doing?
Hey, Chuck, I'm doing good. How are you?
Living the dream.
Always love this time we get to spend together, the first Wednesday of every month. Everybody mark their calendars because this is our one time we get together and do our little powwow as a team. Yes, we have, I'm still letting people in, Chuck. We have a new person on board with corporate. This is so super exciting. People are coming on still. I'm going to let them in so they don't miss the fun. We have Rod Larson, who is going to be the international liaison, the director of international expansion. We are expanding currently in Southeast Asia. You guys, this is so exciting. If you know anyone in the USA that has contacts or family or anybody in Southeast Asia, okay, and that's going to include Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore. Chuck, what am I leaving out?
Those are the big
Bunch of them.
countries. Malaysia, Taiwan, Philippines. Those are the big ones.
Yes. So if you know anybody over there, guys, also join Facebook groups and make new friends, okay? Because there are ways to meet these people. And you can literally go to Chat GPT and ask them to, you can do a presentation yourself for Anovite or ask Chat GPT to write it in Thai. And for our business presentation, and you can message that to people. Okay, I had to meet somebody out. So exciting news. So guys, get in, get positioned, get your people positioned, get active. Now is the time to start accruing volume before we literally explode this year. Also, we have the cruise that's coming up. I'm going to be leaving on the 7th. And we'll be gone all next week. And we have quite a few Anovite people going. I'm not sure how many at this point, but yeah, so that should be fun. And what else do we have here? We are expanding in our Salt Lake City location. If you've gone ever before with me and done the director flying, I know Sue's on here. She's done that. I can't remember who else. I know Michelle's been there. Here comes Kaylee. Basically, they're going to already have bought or taken over that building that's between the main building and the other building. So now he has the 3 big buildings there while we're waiting to break ground on the new facility, which is going to be on the 5 or 6 acres that have been purchased already. So that's exciting. So yeah, just wanted to, I think that's it, right? Did I leave anything out? Okay, that's all I got then. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, thank you, Landy. And that's exciting. And for people who don't know, growth in the MLM industry is huge abroad. It's still good here in the US, but it's extremely popular worldwide. So think about anyone that you know who might live abroad and ask all of your friends, hey, do you know anyone living in Taiwan, Philippines, Malaysia, pick a couple countries over there. And that's the easiest way to expand internationally. This is the Barefoot Cruise Club coming up in the next about 4 days, give or take. Yeah, about 4 days, February 8th through 15th. If you want to learn about next year's Barefoot Cruise Club, you can go to the website right here and make sure you get that booked. I know you're going to have a great time on this beautiful ship right here. It looks amazing. Real quick team overview. We do this every month, but whether this is your first webinar with us or maybe you've been here since we first got started, we joined Anovite in May of 2024, so it's almost 2 years. It's like about 20 months right now, give or take. As of this morning, we are at 4,168 team members, and our team grew by 189 people since last month. So we're averaging about seven new people a day joining Anovite, which is exciting. And the goal is to have 5,000 team members by the 2 year anniversary. So about another 4 months from now. We're right on track to do that. That takes us to our recognition. And what we have here is the Wall of Fame. And I have updated this. It'll be on the last slide, I think. I think I added 5 new people today. The Wall of Fame really is just designed to recognize people who've ranked up at least once in our team. And I think this is a pretty accurate depiction that we have here. I don't think I'm missing anybody. Look at all these smiling faces. I love it. It's still rolling. Yep. Yep. I love it. And these are some of the new people right here. This is the slide I did today. I updated all kinds of new faces. We have Eddie B, Ron, Tiffany, Jessica, Kelsey. These are some folks who have ranked up in recent weeks over the past month. So great job. Great job to everybody on this Wall of Fame. And that takes us to the Directors Club. This is anyone who's hit director or above in our team. The goal was or is to have 30 by the end of May 2026. And we are at 17 right now. Huge shout out to Landy, Kaylee, Michelle, Amy, Sue, Nicole, Charity, Joe, Julie, Dr. Ivy, Kathy, Holly, Lee, Get Healthy and Young, Wendy, and Myra. Awesome job. And Mr. Melvin Shaw, too. I see his young smiling face. Great job to you, too, sir. That takes us to the shout out corner. I'm going to turn it over back to you, Landy. Who do you want to give a shout out to?
Well, the first person that comes to mind is Eddie Beatty. She hit regional director today, and she's
Ooh.
literally a pack cell away in each leg. She's working with Amy Turk and Sue McLeod, and she's so close to hitting the next rank, which is National Associate, and getting that $200 bonus, which is super exciting. So special shout out to her. Also, everyone, and I don't know if you had a chance to see this. I meant to send it to you, but we had quite a few people on the company leaderboards for last month, for January. I know Kaylee Ray got in the money again, so huge shout out to her. And Myra Gilmore was on there again, and we had several people. I cannot remember everyone, but way to go, team, all of us! Yay!
Awesome. And I did forget to put the money board thing on here. I'll post that in the Facebook group. My apologies, but great job, everybody.
I'll
Who
pull
hit
it
that.
up. Yeah, I'll pull it up for later.
That takes us to our business training, and we're going to start with our product training. Back to the one and only presidential, galactic, international, ruby, emerald, diamond, pearl director, international director, Landy Martin, and she's going to talk about the Flex 6.
Boy, you're just pulling ranks out of everywhere, the whole galaxy.
Hey,
Well, I learned from the best. So thank you so much, Chuck, as always. Tonight, we're going to talk about our powerful athletic performance enhancer, which is built around our flagship product, Colostrum 6, and it is our Flex 6. Now, this product is designed to build lean muscle, enhance your performance, your endurance, and help with recovery. It's got the zinc in there. Really, really helps me with recovery since I've been working out. So the key benefits are that it's going to improve your overall workout and athletic performance. It's going to increase your workout pump, your endurance, your stamina. Again, support your lean muscle mass and enhance your recovery time. So what's in it? Why is it so good? We have our IGF-1, which is from our Colostrum 6. There's quite a bit in there. It's used by athletes to help them with their endurance and their strength and their recovery. We have stuff in there that increases protein synthesis, enhances nitrogen retention, which is for longer pump and strength gains. There's some stuff in there that helps direct nutrients away from fat, and this is going to help. This is a 7 ISO, which helps build lean muscle. We also have an ingredient in there that helps free testosterone for muscle development. There's some creatine in here, which supports muscle size and strength and helps with fatigue. And there's no creatine water bloat with this. We have ZMA, which is clinically shown to support increased muscle strength, power, and free testosterone. So who's it for? It's for athletes, it's for high performance trainers and mature adults who are wanting to get back in the gym and put a little muscle on, because a lot of people get sarcopenia when they get older, and we do start losing muscle mass, actually, believe it or not, after the age of 35. So this is good for anyone who wants to lift weights, just have a little extra strength and build muscle. It's going to be real popular for bodybuilders, runners, cyclists, any athlete. If you have anybody that you know that are doing those types of activities, this product right here is going to be really great for them. Okay. So again, this is going to help build new muscle, burn more fat, and improve total athletic output. With that, Chuck, back to you.
I ain't letting you off the hook quite that easy. How do you take it? When should you take it? What do you take it with?
Oh, that's kind of important. I kind of left that out. So you can take it. The best way to take it, I think, is before you go to the gym. When you eat, like if you eat a banana or something, like 30 minutes before you go work out, take, I think it's 3 of these. And then when you get back, as you're walking out the door of the gym, pop 3 more. It'll help so much with the soreness. The zinc really helps get that acid out of your muscles and helps with the recovery.
You heard it here first. Thank you, Landy. I appreciate that.
Whoop.
That takes us to our getting started steps. And I know some people have seen this slide before, but we have new people every month get on these webinars. This is just simple step-by-step instructions on how to get started right. And the best thing you can do, if you get one takeaway from this slide, set up a time with one of the coaches and have them help you come up with a game plan to grow your business. That's the best thing you can do. Anovite has a handful of great talented coaches, several which are on this webinar tonight, that you can plug into free of charge, and they're going to help you help yourself be successful in the business. So make sure that you do that if you haven't already. And these are just some of the coaches with the company. Look at all these smiling faces. I love it. And of course, on this call, we have John and we have Landy. They are 2 of the many coaches. Pick the one on this list that resonates with you. It doesn't really matter which coach you use. I do recommend John or Landy, but pick whoever you think is going to be the most compatible and helpful with you. These are just some of the company training modules. I like to call this a Anovite U or a Anovite Boot Camp. It's designed to teach you the basics of building a successful business. It's basically a video training course that you can watch for free, which is awesome. You can go to the back office anytime you want, and you can complete these different modules, and you will learn probably 90 to 95% of what you need to grow a successful business. The rest you can get from one of the coaches if you miss something in one of these. I highly recommend you do those. So next month, before I do this, next month I'm going to do my class on taxes, which I think will be very helpful for a lot of people on tax prep for network marketers. But this month, I wanted to do just maybe a 10-15 minute training on how to be a good sponsor and how to be a good upline, because there's a lot of misconceptions about what this really means. A lot of people don't know what they should do with the people they bring into the business, what type of relationship they should have with them. And I hope to address some of that and just give you a few pointers that can help you in your business. Now, I know not everyone's going to agree with 100% of what I say, and that's okay. I don't really want you to, but what I do want is you to take away the things that make sense to you and implement them in your business. So let's get into this. And I always like to start with, you should know this, or the bottom line up front, but colostrum is not really our product. We are ultimately in the people business. We are basically building people, and people are building the business. Yes, we have colostrum, and yes, it is very important and very beneficial along with all of our other products. But before you can ever sell one bag of colostrum or sponsor one person into the business, you're dealing with another human being. And it's really important to understand that we are in the people business. We're also in the leadership business. So 2 of the most important skills that you can develop, it's not sales, it's people skills and leadership skills. Because if you can get along with people and if you know how to lead people, you can go very far in a business like this. So this is just some of the bottom line up front before I get into the real meat and potatoes in this. First off, no one's perfect. Okay, I'm about as far from perfect as you can get. Melvin's not perfect. He's very talented, but he ain't perfect. Landy's very talented. She's not perfect. No one's perfect, but we can all improve. And what's really cool is we can become a completely different person, literally in 60, 90, 180 days, if we have a plan to improve ourselves and we work hard on ourselves. So focus on just getting a little bit better every day and repeat that for the next, well, basically for the rest of your life, but at least for the next 6, 12 months in the business. And by the time you get to that point, you will be very talented at what you do. The next thing is, I like to tell people, and this was something I learned back in Amway almost 25 years ago. They said, when we first start a business like this, we are a shepherd of sheep. And I'm not calling anyone specifically a sheep, but it's really just an analogy. We have our herd, our flock, and we take care of them and we nurture them and we feed them and we love on them. But if you want to build a big business, you don't really want to be a shepherd of sheep. You want to transition and become a shepherd of shepherds. What does that mean? That means that yes, you're still taking care of your people, of your flock, but you're developing and mentoring and grooming and helping other shepherds who also have their own flocks that they're taking care of. So make it a goal. Start out, be as good of a shepherd of sheep as you can be, but have it a goal to eventually become a shepherd of shepherd. And then finally, for the bottom line up front, our paycheck here, our paycheck in our corporate job, if you have a regular job, it's dictated really ultimately by the number of people that we serve and how well we do it. Whether that serve is the customer, whether that serve is the team, if you have a job, whether that serve is your coworker or your boss, but we get the amount we get in our check is dictated by those two things: how well we serve other people and how many people we serve. And if you want to grow your check, you only really got to do one of two things. You either got to serve more people or you got to do a better job at serving people. Doesn't mean you wait on everyone hand and foot, you're at everyone's beck and call, you're at everyone's mercy. It just means that you have a put others first attitude and you focus on helping other people get what they want. That really is the secret in this business. So I've got about 15 or 20 tips that I think can help you be a good upline, a good sponsor. What I really want you to do is just take away one or two on this list that you think you could improve upon and start working on that for yourself. Some of these might make sense to you, some of these might not, and that's okay. But your number one responsibility, and I learned this from Mark Yarnell, my number one mentor in the industry. He said, your number one responsibility as a sponsor or an upline is to show people what is possible in the business. That's our number one responsibility, is to be a good example and show people that the business works, show them that you can be successful. And you do that by leading from the front. And what you're doing is you're showing your team what's possible in the business, and then they decide if they want to follow your footsteps. Not everyone's going to, but you want to show them what's possible, and then hopefully you'll inspire some people by your example to want to do what you did, or to want to do a percentage of what you did. And from Todd Smith, another good mentor, he taught me, be the type of person that you want to sponsor, and be the type of sponsor you wish you had. If you have a crappy sponsor or no sponsor, then be a good sponsor to your people. And be the type of person that you want to bring into your business, which basically means, are you coachable? Are you hungry? Do you have the desire and work ethic? Pretty simple. Another one, and this is the one that, I get beat up sometimes when I write about this on my blog, but you can't make anyone else successful in this business. I literally tried. It almost killed me. It doesn't work that way in this business. We're all responsible for our own success. Yes, having a good mentor is helpful. Yes, finding a few key people on your team is helpful. But at the end of the day, the buck stops with us, and we're all responsible for our own motivation, all of our own success. And here's the secret. Here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. I know that's kind of harsh, but in this business, no one is coming to save you. The buck stops with you. And if you really want it, you're going to have to find a way to make it happen. Now, here's the deal. A lot of people, especially people who tend to be people pleasers, and I used to do this for a long time, is sometimes you want success more for someone than they want it for themselves. Sometimes you see something in someone and you're like, man, if they would just see it, they could kill it in the business. Or maybe they don't do anything. They don't return your calls, or you give them an assignment, or you tell them what to do, and then they disappear. And you're like, man, I wish I could just say or do something to make them successful. You can't. You just have to invest your time where it's deserved. This is one of the hardest lessons it took for me to learn. Probably took me 15 years to learn this, maybe 16 or 17 years. Invest your time where it's deserved and match people's energy and hustle. If you have a team member who won't show up to a call, who doesn't do anything, then you probably shouldn't spend a lot of time with them. Of course, you're still nice to them. You're still polite, you're still cordial, but you can only lead a horse to water. You can't make anybody drink. The next thing is this third one. When you're working with someone, it's not about you. All right. This is hard for someone, especially if they have a narcissist type personality. And there's a lot of people like that in the industry, unfortunately. But if I'm working with Landy as an example, it is not my objective to tell her what I want in the business. It's not my objective to tell her how good I am. My objective, I should only have one objective. How can I help her achieve what she wants out of the business? And it's really important to understand that, because not everyone, in fact, most people don't want what you want in the business. They want what they want out of the business. So make sure when you are working with people on your team, it's never about you. It's about them. How can you help them grow? How can you help them achieve their goals? How can you help them get out of their comfort zone? How can you help them get their first small little victory? Because that's really where the magic happens. Because here's the truth. Most people, most adults anyway, they don't have even one person like that in their life who truly wants them to be successful. Maybe their spouse or their parents if they're still alive, or if they're lucky, but most people don't have anyone at their job or anywhere who are really like their cheerleader, who want them to be successful. So be that person to the people in your team. Another one is, and this is another lesson I learned from Mark. You know, some people have the mindset that they have to help everybody. And what I was taught was help the people who come to you and ask for help. If someone doesn't want help, don't try to force it on them. If for example, if Landy calls me and she said, Chuck, can you help me come up with a simple marketing plan for YouTube? Then I would happily help her do that. But I'm not going to call 20 people and say, you know, this is what I'm going to do for you. You want to work with people who want your help. And not everybody wants your help. I know that sounds rough. And more importantly, it's smarter, in my opinion, to mentor a few serious people than to try to mentor everyone. Because you know why? There's only so much time in a day, especially if you have a day job still, and you're trying to work with 30, 40, 50, 100 people. You can't really do it. So try to save your one-on-one time for the most serious people, and just be selective about who you work with. This is pretty simple, but Anovite has the training modules. They have a Facebook group. They have the weekly calls. They have the coaches. All you really need to do with your new people is just plug them into those resources. That's going to free up most of your time. You still may do a little bit of mentoring with people outside of that, but every person on this call can get everything they need from what the company offers for free: the modules, the calls, the Facebook group, all those things. Here's another thing about being a good upline is you want to stay out of management mode. Okay, I see a lot of people do this, and I was guilty of this myself for a long time. You sponsor 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people, and then you stop sponsoring people and you try to manage the people that you have sponsored in the business to get them to produce. Why do people do that? Because when you come from the corporate world and maybe you're a manager, you manage people. Well, here you can't really manage anyone because we're all independent business owners. We're not employees. Lanny doesn't work for me. I don't work for Melvin. We all work for ourselves, and we can't really manage people. So what you really want to do is you want to focus on your personal recruiting until you have a few serious people in your team. Don't make the mistake of just sponsoring a few people and then stopping your recruiting and retailing and just trying to manage. That's a recipe for disaster. So make it a goal, as you support and help the people that you have in your team. Make it a goal that you're still signing up at least 1 or 2 new people every month as you do that. So you have new excitement coming into your business, so that your team members can see that you're still recruiting. It's really important. Next thing, the first 30 days are critical. When someone is new to the business, they usually decide whether they're going to quit or build, usually within about 72 to 96 hours. It's sad, but most people, because it's easy come, easy go, they don't have a lot of money invested, they don't have a lot of skin in the game, you really want to do as good of a job as you can that first 30 days to help the person get some small victories, help them set some goals, and get them using the products. Just give them some simple step-by-step instructions on how to get started, have them talk with the coaches. If you can get your new team members, or at least most of them, to do some of those basic things their first 30 days, they will stick around a lot longer. If someone comes in and they don't talk to a coach and they don't order a product and they don't ever get on a training, they're probably not going to be in the business very long because they were never really even in the business to begin with. If this is making sense, someone put heck yeah in the comment. I want to make sure. I see some people sleeping, so I don't want to make sure nobody's sleeping. Here's another thing. This, especially if you're a people pleaser. I was a people pleaser for a long time. You have to set boundaries with people, okay? Some people in this industry think that you have to answer your phone 24/7. You have to work 24 hours a day. If someone calls you at 2 in the morning with the business, you have to take it. And the truth is you don't. There should be boundaries in your business, and you should set boundaries with every team member that you work with about, hey, this is how I like to communicate. This is the time of days that I work my business. This is the best way to reach me for routine questions. This is the best way to reach me for something urgent. And let people know, hey, I got a life to live too. I have a spouse, I have kids, I have my job, I have all these things going on. I will help you, but it may take me a couple hours, or I may follow up with you the next business day when you reach out to me. So please understand that. And most people, if you set that expectation with them, it's not an issue. But if you don't, it can be an issue. I used to take the calls when they came in at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night for my business. I don't do that anymore, but that's a personal preference. But I think most of us are building the business because we want to have a life, not because we want this to take over our entire life. So you got to have a little bit of a balance. And then just a few more things. This is another mistake people make, is they only work with the people that they personally recruited. That's one of the worst things you can do. The best thing you can do is get down deep into your organization and work with the newest, most excited people. So say I sponsor Landy, who sponsors Janet, who sponsors Sue, who sponsors Mike. If I want to help Landy and Janet and Sue, the best thing I can do is go work with Mike, because as Mike grows his business, they all benefit. Everybody benefits. It makes them more excited, and you help more people by working with people that are deep in your organization. Here's another thing too. Not everyone in your team is going to stay there forever. Some people are going to drop out. And the more relationships you have with the more people, the more it makes your business solid. So don't just know and just work with the people that you recruited. Work with as many people as you can. Another thing, leverage systems and tools whenever possible. Here's a simple thing you can do. When a team member calls you with a question, don't be quick to answer their question. Instead, be quick to point them to a resource that answers their question. And the reason you want to do that is you don't want 100 people a day calling you with questions about the business when the answers to those questions are readily available in a training module, through one of the coaches, on the company website. So get really good at pointing people where to find answers. Otherwise, you got to do it all yourself, and that's not fun. Here's another one. You want to have a strong team culture. It's one of the best things that you can do is, when you're working with your team, always make everything about the team. If it's about the team, if it's about the people you're working with, people like that, because the culture is the glue that keeps everybody together. The products are good. The products keep everybody reordering. But if you want to keep your team together, you got to have a community. We do that through the Facebook chat. We do that through these calls, other calls, of different events that the company provides. But that's the glue. And you really want to have a good culture. And another thing, too, that I learned kind of the hard way is don't do a lot of one-on-one mentoring. I know some people might disagree with this, but I'll give an example. If I'm going to do a call with Landy about, say, how to close a prospect, the best thing I can do is invite one or two other people to that same call. Now I'm training 2 or 3 or 4 people at once, or I get Landy's permission and say, hey, can I record this training I'm going to do with you and share it with the team when I'm done? And now what that's done is that lets you leverage your time, because if you train everybody one-on-one, you're going to have no time. Maybe when you have a small business, you can do that. But when you have thousands of people, you can't do that. So try to do group training whenever possible. Pretty simple. Attend all the company events, all the team events that you can, conference calls, webinars. Another big one, provide lots of recognition and praise, not just for the people who are at the top, but for everybody. Anybody who gets a small victory, give them a shout out. Someone gets their first no, give them a shout out. Someone gets their first customer, give them a shout out. Someone hosts their first event, give them a shout out. Babies cry for it, and grown adults die for it. People want recognition. People want to feel appreciated. People want to feel important. That's why people leave the industry. That's why people leave jobs. Typically, they don't feel appreciated or they feel underappreciated. And doing recognition is a great way to make people feel appreciated. Some daily self-improvement. What does this mean? It means that you should be working on yourself at least 15 to 30 minutes a day, doing something to improve either your attitude, your mindset, or your skill set. Maybe it's watching a video on YouTube. Maybe it's listening to a podcast. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's talking with your coach, something. Another one, expect problems. Okay. When you're an upline, you're going to have problems. When you have a team, there's always going to be problems. Why? Because we're people. We're all imperfect human beings. There's always going to be a problem. So don't run away from problems. Realize they're going to happen. People are going to get upset about something. Some people are going to drop out. Some people are going to stop ordering. Some people aren't going to like a training that you did. There's whatever. There's going to be a problem. When a problem is brought to your attention, don't push it under the rug. Deal with it quickly. Deal with it politely and professionally, and just fix it. Pretty simple. And here's the number one piece of advice I could give you on tonight's webinar before I close this out. The number one thing you can do, and I traced this back to my Amway days, and I'm eternally grateful that they taught me this lesson. The number one thing you can do as a sponsor, as an upline, as a leader in this business, is get your team members working on themselves. Because when you build people, people will build the business. Our real job is building people. What does that mean? We help people become more confident. We help people improve their attitude. We help people improve their skill set. We help people learn network marketing. What does that do? That makes them more valuable and more attractive as a sponsor, as a business person, and it's going to help them be successful in the business. So when you are talking with someone, I'll give you an example. If I'm talking with Landy about going back to closing as an example, I'm going to say, you know what, Landy, I read this great book, How to Close the Deal. You should check it out on Amazon and order it. Or maybe I mail her a copy, or maybe I send her a good video with closing tips. But always get people working on themselves, because the best thing you can have is not a big team. The best thing you can have is highly skilled and highly motivated people on your team. Because if you got 5-10 people like that, you're going to have a monstrous team. So make sure you get people working on themselves. It's the single greatest gift you can give to anyone, in my opinion. And then finally, don't be a jerk. Be a good human being. Just be nice. It's amazing the world we live in. A lot of people are shallow. We have the keyboard warriors on the internet. Just be nice to people. Whether they perform, whether they meet your expectation, you know what? Don't have any expectation of any team member. Hope for the best, but expect the worst. That way you'll never be disappointed. Going back to Mark Yarnell, he taught me that the only way to be disappointed is when you have an expectation of a team member. Instead of expecting something out of them, figure out what they want and help them get it. That really is where the magic happens in the business. And whether they're a stud or not, just be nice. Because what you put into the universe comes back to you. And even if it didn't, it just pays to be a good human being. So in conclusion, always lead by example. Hopefully I haven't gone over on time. Nope. Always lead by example. Just set the example. Not everyone's going to follow you. Okay. You don't need everyone to follow your example. If you can inspire two good people to follow your example, and you're setting a good example, you're going to have a great income here and a great team. Focus on helping and serving. Take the focus off of you whenever you're around other people, and just focus on helping people, focus on solving problems, focus on growing people. Leverage the tools and systems, and then most importantly, build people. Best thing you can do is build people up, because truthfully, you don't build a business. You build up your key people. They build their business. They build up their key people. They build their business, and that's how it duplicates and grows. So with that, I'm going to turn, before we go to book of the month, anything, I'll go to you first, Landy, then I'll go to Melvin. Anything you want to add to this before we wrap this meeting up?
And I think we have John on the call too. He may want to add something.
I'll have
You know
all
what?
three of you do it.
Just adding to this, and phenomenal training as always, Chuck. Man, we are so blessed to have you and your knowledge. And I am so grateful that when I joined you 7 or almost 8 years ago. Coming this April will be 8 years I've been doing network marketing. And, had I joined someone else, I don't know if I would be where I am. So just sincere, like so grateful for you, really am. And, Zig Ziglar said it best. If we help enough people get what they want, we will always get what we want. So what Chuck said about just focusing on being a servant leader, that's just so important. Focus on them, what they want out of their business. And when you do that, you don't have to worry about yourself because you'll be taken care of.
You got that right. How about you, Melvin? Thank you, Landy. Anything you want to add to that, Melvin?
I can just say that you're the best, Chuck, and we need you every week rather than once a month now. So, be honest with you, uh, out of sight, out of mind, and what people need more than anything else is the right mindset and the personal growth. And I just think there needs to be a lot more emphasis placed on that to develop people such as yourself and such as Lindy Martin, that kind of leadership. You find those people, you got it made. So what you were saying earlier about getting a couple of right people, you find a couple of right people, you're going to have hundreds and thousands of people. But the average Joe who's not willing to develop oneself and grow, that's more than a piece of work. And so, anyway, whatever you can do to give more of yourself to help these people get that thing upstairs right, the better.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Melvin. And I'm going to turn it over to, let me just mute you real quick. You got it. John, let me find John and unmute you real quick. There he is. Hey, John.
Hey, hi, King Charles.
I ain't no king. I'm just a guy.
Well,
Thank you.
that presentation is what made me say that. Boy, that was through the roof. It's so glad that it's recorded. I can listen to it every week, over and over. If any of us that apply those principles, we're going to do really well in this business. And yeah, your training is awesome. And if I I think I want to enroll under you after tonight.
No, you're in our
So
upline. We're good. So,
yeah, no, the last thing is just what you had Landy cover earlier about the international expansion. Um, the indication we're getting as coaches is that's not 6 months down the line or a year down the line. They are primed and this is going to happen really fast. So if any of you listening have connections, contacts in this country, even for Southeast Asia, but in Southeast Asia too. We've got people right now just going out to eat and in Southeast Asian food where they live just to hand out contact cards and get this rolling because they're fixing to really make this thing rock.
awesome. Well, thank you, John. And, instead of doing taxes next month, I think I'm going to just do a class on how to recruit internationally. Maybe that'll help people a
Boy,
little
it
bit.
sounds awesome.
And
It
I
could
just
be,
want to
but
ask,
everybody loves your tax class though, Chuck. So I don't know. We'll
oh,
do a special tax class or something.
yeah, I'll do, you know what? I'll do tax and then I'll do international the
Okay.
following.
That's perfect.
I just wanted to add in, Landy or John, maybe you could do this when they're talking about expanding internationally, are they talking about having like a warehouse in another country? Or can you not say that?
Um, Landy, if you have a different understanding of this than me, then just go ahead and say it. But it sounds like they, at least for some of the countries, and at least initially, they're working something out with shipping that's going to be feasible and reasonable uh, from US to doorstep over there.
But,
That's my understanding. I could have that wrong.
well, we'll have to let the cards fall where they do, and we'll find out when corporate, I guess, announces more.
More to
Well,
come.
Well, John, Landy, Melvin, Sue, Karen, the other Sue, Debbie, Edward, every awesome person on this call. Thank you for giving us about 40 minutes of your time. I hope you have a great month. Short month, but a lot of good things can happen. I hope you'll join us for our March 4th call. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Love you guys.